It's a work in progress. So, I'm having to be very careful. I'll just show you. I'm angling my hand like that. Like, what's the dinosaurs that had the short arms? Tyrannosaurus. I am a T-Rex. But, yeah, all silliness aside, I've had to start my physio regime. And so the garden has been sort of turned over to Noah and Andrew, and of course to the professionals when they come. The large pile of wood that came from the the fences is now all but gone. Noah did most of it, right up until he stood on a nail, and then he had to pause. If only there was a doctor in the house. Wait, there was, and he's fine, which is good, because he has got his driving test on Thursday. And Tam's got hers on Tuesday, 2 days before. Very frightening from a parent perspective, but also hugely liberating because they can buzz off and do their own thing. And in all seriousness, as I think I may have mentioned on previous videos, it's going to be actually quite good because right, just set that there. It's going to be quite good because they can go off and do their own thing, and you know, like Noah coming to see me, I'm going to save hours, although they're very pleasant hours driving backwards and forwards with him. I'm going to save hours of time where I'm sort of not having to just be taxi service, and I'll be sat just over there in my garden room when it's built, just there. So excited. I mean, we've been referring to it as a summer house. A garden room that's a bit frightening, that you think it's going to be massive. And I was working this out last night. I mean, it is quite big, I suppose, for a for a summer house, but in terms of garden rooms, it's smaller than the little extension bit behind us here that we use as the games room. Not by much, but slightly. And obviously it's not as high; it's lower down. So there's just so many possibilities. I mean, my plan was that I was going to be at home, and I was going to do my Kajabi courses, and I was going to really reshape the Daily Pilgrim channel. Those things are still on, but I was also going to do some other stuff. I was going to do my leathercraft and my knife making over in the garage, and have a leather working table over there in the garden room. Now those things have paused, but it also made me think about something. Now, obviously, I'm approaching that 50 mark, which I think I've mentioned before. This is the final approach to 50, and I always saw this in my mind as a sort of the base of the J-shaped curve. You know, when you put lots and lots of work in, and then suddenly I'm going to have to support my arm because I thought it would hurt. Lots and lots of work in, and then it peaks all of a sudden. It's not a steady 45 degree angle. It's very much a J-shaped curve. And Noah has I just saw him at the corner of my eye. Noah, with your injured foot, do you want to say hello to the world?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. There you go.
Hello.
And there we are. So, is there anything I can do for you, my son? So, interesting conversation later. Noah's going camping today, and he was just asking about a few bits and pieces, including some wound dressing for his foot after his nail-based incident. But I suppose I realised that if my future just relied on physical, practical stuff like the leathercraft and the knives, if I did get ill, You know, I mean, this should start to ease in 8 weeks, but I looked at the length of the physio program and it's 52 weeks long. 8 weeks is the rest. The 52 weeks is the slow building and strengthening and what have you. I'm really hoping I'm not going to be incapacitated for that long, but it just made me think, you know, how strong will I be at each stage? I mean, I want to be able to do things again, like put the bins out, you know, and just move stuff and do something and be useful again. But you know, knife making is pretty intense. There's a lot of vibrations, sort of holding the metal and what have you, and angle grinding and cutting. What if I can't do that for a year? And that becomes more of a hobby that I then sort of build on in a year's time when I've strengthened my body back up. I mean, that would be okay. But it did really, really reinforce that, you know, from an income perspective, I can't just rely on making knives and leather belts. So I think, oh, one of the dogs is off. We've got these red kites that, thank you, Dexter. We've got these red kites up in the tree up there. Thank you, Dexter. And somebody locally feeds them with raw chicken, which encourages them to come. And then, of course, we've got 3 little dogs. So they circle and they land in the oak tree that's... our big oak tree there, look. And they sort of loom as if they're going to eat the dogs. And I know I joke some days, you know, does anyone want a dog? I mean, you know, Bernie's available for anyone who wants him. But no, I only jest. I wouldn't want to think of one of them being, you know, whisked off by a red kite and eaten somewhere. That wouldn't be nice. But anyway, back to the garden room, back to the physio, back to the recuperation. So this base of operations that I've got coming, I'm really excited, and I think it's a good thing in as much as, well, if I'm forced into resting for, you know, 8 weeks and then a physio plan of 52 weeks, I can go out if I want to, but I've got my little world just over there. But I think the knives and the leather, it's going to have to be a slow process. So brain things, practical things are going to have to wait. Mental ideas. But yeah, there we are. So I just wanted to keep doing little videos because I'm very aware that it's so easy to say, oh, I'll do one tomorrow. And then that never happens, and then you never edit it, and you go a month in between doing a video. And I'd like to get the momentum back on the channel. I looked at the stats the other day to see, you know, how many videos I've been producing and what my total watch hours are. And the watch hours have actually halved in the last year to what they were the year before. And I realised that was because I was making a fraction of the videos. The two were related. So yeah, it's time to get the Daily Pilgrim back in the casa. Right. I've used that joke before. It's still hilarious. Right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go for now. I'm going to go and help Noah get packed for his camping trip. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Thank you, Dexter. Bye for now.